You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, bold and beautiful fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your B&B early weekly spoilers. These are for next week, which runs Monday, November 27th, all the way through Friday, December 1st. We have a decent amount of spoilers for you with front burner storylines. I'm really excited to bring these to you. And I also have some information about the rest of this week that you guys need to know. If you haven't, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates. Now let's dig in. So, of course, on Tuesday, we saw Zende very upset. It's kind of funny to me that he's complaining about nepotism in a company which is family owned and employs all the family. So he's just upset that nepotism isn't favoring him at the moment. But I do agree that Zende should have gotten a shot before Ridge does. And I feel like Zende was speaking for all of us about the golden child, the anointed one, Brooke and Ridge's only child. You know, he was like my spirit animal with that dialogue on the most recent episode on Tuesday, the 21st. And you know, Hope and Thomas not having money for their line because the money was taken for, that just makes no sense to me because it was their top line, all the Italy, whatever. I don't even feel like the writers know what they're doing day to day. So real quick, I'm going to tell you what's happening tomorrow because tomorrow is the only new episode left in the week. And I'm very torn about even watching this one. I will tell you guys that. It's Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023, or as I'm going to call it, Dusty Destiny Day, because it's a special episode devoted to the epic love story of Ridge and Rick Logan. It's not that they haven't had a love story at times, but it's interspersed with his love story with Taylor. So for them to do this big tribute where he's talking about how he's always loved her, they actually did a promo of it this week. I didn't even cover it because it just made me roll my eyes. It's like he's rewriting history to make it seem like she is the only woman he's ever loved, which is just wildly inaccurate. I mean, he loved two Carolines, right? And then Taylor, and then also Brooke. So, you know, he is part of the International Society of Waffle Boys. So if you are all about the Destiny, and I know some of you guys do love Brooke and Ridge, and that's fine. Everybody's got their ship. Then Wednesday is the day for you. According to the spoilers, that's the whole episode, like just a whole standalone episode day of Dusty Destiny, as I said. So be sure and enjoy the heck out of that if that's your jam. Thursday, November 23rd is going to be a rerun. I've reminded you guys this. I'm going to remind you again. It's a rerun. It's an old Thanksgiving from 2 years ago. Be sure and delete this after you watch it, if you watch it, or else it could screw up your recording for Monday's brand new episode. Friday, it is sports, no soaps. So go shopping, have fun, eat leftovers. All right, now let's talk about what's happening next week because we have 5 full days of new episodes. Yay. And no Dusty Destiny. All right, November 27th through December 1st, we have got Eric Forrester not doing very well. I mean, obviously we know he's dying, but he is going to take a drastic turn for the worse. It's like he's just refusing to acknowledge his own mortality and this death sentence he's been given because he's talking about the next line he's going to design and all this. And of course that has Donna worried. It has Katie worried. Other people haven't even heard this. And of course he doesn't know that word's spreading about his death. What really also bothered me, by the way, on today's episode was RJ thought that Ridge should tell Zende that Eric is dying. I agree. But instead he's saying, basically Ridge was saying, no, we have to respect the fact that Eric wants to keep it secret. So let me just make sure I have this straight. Ridge wants to keep it a secret except for all the other people he's told, but he's not going to tell Zende. I don't like that. That's just, ooh. All right. Soon we're going to have Thorne and Bridget back. And I know a lot of us are hoping, you guys are probably hoping that Dr. Bridget Forrester is going to figure out that whatever's wrong with Eric isn't fatal or it's fixable. That's what we're all still hoping. So next week, we also have Liam getting a little more devious, a little darker as he is trying to break up Steffy and Finn's marriage. What's interesting is he was momentarily distracted with this Thomas Hope thing. And I think I don't know if he's going to come back and start messing with them again. I feel like he might. I don't think he's going to let Hope get her happily ever after without him making a bunch more big scenes about it. But of the two of them, he definitely seems to be focused on Steffy. I almost think that he told Hope that he loved her the other day just to see if she might go, oh, you love me? Well, then I'll dump Thomas, just as a fishing expedition, not that he really wants to be back with her. So he's not forgotten, about being butthurt about this whole, Hope being super hot for Thomas, but he's definitely going to amp up his pursuit of Steffy Forrester next week. I'm sure Bill will be there cheering him on. Thomas is on a good path, but he's a little frustrated about work issues next week. It's like they've completely sidelined Hope for the future because of Eric's legacy line, which doesn't make any sense because it was their top selling line and they're gonna stop doing it. I almost want Thomas and Hope to walk away and just start their own fashion house. I think that would be super cool. They could take Zende with him because he is really PO'd about Ridge. And he opened up to Thomas and Hope about it. He's not happy. They're not happy about losing their funding. And yeah, I would totally love to see them, the three of them, just go and branch out and start their own thing. We also have, more of Hope kind of leaning into things now that she's basically admitted that she loves Thomas, and he's going to keep on getting her to admit it. And she's happy about it. She's kind of leaning into this. I just cannot wait until Hope says something to Brooke. She said, I know I said I didn't love Thomas, but now I'm thinking maybe I do, because Brooke's head is going to explode and I want to be there to see it. I think that's going to be awesome. Another big thing happening next week has to do with Poppy and Luna Nozawa. I'm interested in this, just by the way. So remember Bill couldn't stop looking at Poppy, and he came over to talk to her and is like, don't I know you from somewhere? And she had this face, and it wasn't just the face of a woman annoyed that a guy is approaching them while they're having lunch. It is, I think, a face of, I cannot believe that you do not remember who I am. I am feeling pretty good about a theory that maybe Bill is Luna's dad, because then also on an episode this week, Lee was griping to Finn about how she still wants to run her sister and her niece out of town. Finn doesn't like that. And she specifically mentioned that Luna has no idea who her father is, and that's all part of the aggravation, which isn't that a pot kettle situation? Because let's be clear, Lee didn't know that Jack was the father of the son they adopted. So in terms of dirty little secrets, there's dirty little secrets and they're part of the family too. But I would be super excited if Bill Spencer actually was her dad. And on the most recent episode, Poppy said something to him about, maybe you'll figure out where you know me from. So maybe he'll figure out he had unprotected sex with her, I don't know, 21 or so years ago. I think that would be a whole lot of fun. All right, be sure to check back soon because we will have full weekly bold spoilers later in the week. I hope you guys have a lovely Thanksgiving. I hope you're already cooking and preparing for that. I know we have a whole day before then, but we're all gearing up for it. And there is no bold, no Y&R on Thanksgiving Day. It looks like GH will have a new episode, and Days has new episodes all week long if you watch those other soaps too. Be sure and reach down and click subscribe if you haven't already, and come back soon for more of our soap chat. I'm here talking soaps with you 7 days a week. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.